Welcome back to Because We Got High with Rhea, Kelly, and Bree. We have reached the R episode. Yeah. This one was kind of difficult. Not even gonna. Yeah, so many different ways to say the letter R. Ripa. That was
actually good. Wow.
That was crazy.
Where'd that come from?
I have no idea. I'm gonna start whipping it out more, if you know what I mean.
Are you?
I don't know. I don't know. With that response, maybe I shouldn't.
Maybe not.
But R was a difficult one. It was like, where are we going to go with this? We didn't feel like it was the best of topics, but we're going to give you the best episode anyway, no matter what. How's everybody doing today? It's the R episode. What are the vibes like? Kelly, Bree, give it to me.
I got shot with my first vaccine yesterday, and it's hitting me crazy. Also, I didn't sleep because I took too much Adderall, so I have been up for like 30 hours. So I think it might be good though, like a slap happy episode for me. It might be more fun for me.
There you
go.
Like
I'm kind of like feel like I'm on drugs.
Do you think that you're feeling more sick today because of the Adderall, not the vaccine?
I think that might
it's
be
the Adderall.
because
I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah,
I think it might
and
be
I have my period for the first time in 4 months.
Damn it!
Oh, it's
wow,
all
that's
of it.
yeah,
It's
that's
all at once.
Yeah.
It's all at once.
Yeah.
When it rains, it pours.
And it's pouring out actually.
Yeah, it is.
It's literally.
And I
pouring,
wish we could play music because I would tell Noah to play 30 Hours by Kanye West after you said that. And unfortunately we can. And we're not going to sing it. So it is what it is.
Can't sing that.
Kelly, you had a weekend this week. You had a wedding this weekend.
I did have a wedding this weekend.
Fancy?
It was very fancy. It was out in Sonoma. My best friend from college got married. I was the maid of honor. I said it on every single platform possible, I think. It's the first time I've been the maid of honor, so I was very excited. My speech went well. And I got a little bit of sun, so I feel good about it.
Good for you. We went to you do look sun-kissed.
Color on your face.
We went to like 100 vineyards. And so yesterday I was dying yesterday. I was like, this is the worst day of my life. Like I took a red eye back and was totally fine on the plane. The minute I got back to New York, I was just like projectile vomiting for 7 hours, like just crazy.
Withdrawing from all the wine.
That's literally what I think it is. Like I think we from Thursday until Monday just nonstop drinking. Like I don't think I stopped one time. So I'm happy to be past that hangover.
Yeah, taking a break.
Yeah, I'm happy.
That'll
for that.
do you in.
Yes.
I tried doing a juice cleanse. I don't know how far I'm going to get with that though.
Because I'm on it with everyone.
Yeah.
So here's my
I
question.
shared my juices around.
Did you go in and you're like juice cleanse? Are you doing like a step-by-step juice cleanse, or you're just like drinking green juice?
I think freeballing it.
I think I think right now you're just drinking green
commando.
juice.
Well, no, that's how you do juice cleanses. I talk to people who've done juice cleanses in the office, and you got to get like certain juices, like a green juice.
Right. Well, that's like the
blueprint.
Have you ever seen that thing? It's like where they give you like all 6 ones like in a row you're supposed to take.
No,
Whenever I think of them, that's how I think of them. So I didn't know you could just.
No, I'm just freeballing it. I'm just making up my own moves as I go. But I think I'll probably stop that by tonight because it doesn't taste good at all, and I don't think it's going to do much.
It smells like a diaper. It really smells like a diaper.
It really does. And I thought that maybe if I drank it for 3 days straight, my skin would glow. Everyone raves about it.
Mm-hmm. It probably would, but it feels impossible not to eat for 3 days.
It feels impossible.
I mean, it feels
especially
unhealthy.
I eat a lot.
It feels
and I don't think I can do it. So, and to be quite honest, I ate something this morning.
Come clean.
So it's already.
If you want me to come clean, I ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich this morning from Starbucks with the carrots and the ranch on the side.
What?
The protein pack.
Oh, I didn't know they had that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a half peanut butter and jelly, and then like a string cheese and a little carrots and some ranch.
Yeah,
I've gotten one with like the nuts
and then raisinettes.
Yeah, never knew there was PB&J.
Oh my god, it's unbelievable.
It's a little half.
Yeah, it's really good.
Delicious.
So I had that this morning. So the juice cleanse is kind of out the window anyway. But we're feeling good. Let's get into the R's. It's roofies, riches, and responsibilities. Like I said, not the greatest of topics.
You know what? I don't know if I agree with you. Maybe roofies, whatever. I kind of like riches and responsibilities. We can talk so much shit about responsibilities and riches. We can talk about being rich. I think these are good topics. And
you know what? That's a good attitude to have.
It is a good attitude to have.
And it's going to be a great episode. So let's get into roofies.
Yes.
Roofies is a confusing topic because I think that people aren't clear on if roofies are one specific drug or like the term being roofied could be like slipping any sort of drug in a drink. But there is a specific drug that is the roofie.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right in the way that
it.
roofies have become like that's like a casual statement. Like kind of how people say, or at least I say, I'm like, oh, I was so blacked out last night. But I'm not literally blacked out every single night. People say like, oh, I was roofied last night. You weren't literally roofied. If you were literally roofied, it's called flunitrazepam. also called Rohypnol. It's a benzodiazepine used to treat severe insomnia and assist with anesthesia. As with other hypnotics,
Jesus.
It has been advised to be prescribed only for short-term use or by those with chronic insomnia on an occasional basis. And what happens is that people get a hold of it, and it comes in different forms. So sometimes it's liquid, sometimes it's pills, sometimes there's like a slight taste, sometimes there's no taste, and just usually at bars or in club scenes, it'll be slipped into drinks, and it leads to like a date rape situation, which is
because
you're
just
whatever.
you're
there's
lifeless.
a bunch of, and then there's a bunch of date rape drugs, like ketamine is a date rape drug, GHB. And Rohypnol are the big three, like the dangerous three date rape drugs, but Rohypnol being number one, which is everybody calls Roofies.
That is quite literally terrifying. And, I'm
It's so
sure
easy to
somebody
happen.
listening to this knows somebody that may have happened to, and I'm sorry about that, or maybe yourself. It's a very terrible situation. How can people look out for something like this? Bree, you said before we started the podcast that you actually stopped somebody from getting roofied.
Yeah, and spring break, it was like my sophomore year of college in Fort Lauderdale, America's backyard. I'm sure a lot of people know what I'm talking about because it's just where everyone goes on spring break. It's gross, it's ratchet, and it's filled with so many people.
Where is
like
that?
Your shoulder to shoulder in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's like so packed that you can't even see your drink. Like you're holding it like this. But it was the bartender that did it to the girls. So we were all getting drinks, and I was with my town, and then there was a town from like back home that was also there, and like we met up with the girls, and it was one of the girls from the town next to me, and the guy that was making all the drinks, I don't know if he was actually the bartender because people were just walking behind the bar, and he was like, "What do you want?" And then he just literally takes a pill out and puts it in her drink, and she was like already fucked up. So I'm like, did she already get roofied? But we just took her drink and threw it, and like we left because we were like, are we all roofied right now? We need to leave before we get fucking kidnapped. It was
Wow.
horrifying. And it was the guy behind the bar.
Really scary.
Yeah, really
So it could
scary.
have been the bartender, or it could have been the guy, a random guy that just walked.
Yeah, because it's a
That's
huge
so
open
insane.
floor plan. Like you can just walk and stand on the bar.
That's just so. Why do
pathetic.
people do this?
I know, it's
Why
nuts.
do guys do that?
Why do
You
they
just get a
do
girl to
that?
like you.
Right,
That's
just
what
be
I'm
nice.
saying. Like you're
So
just a big
embarrassing.
fat
Just be
loser.
nice.
Yeah.
It really is insane. It's also fucked up too. Like kind of
Like,
going
what
back
goes
to what
through
you
your
said
head?
before.
Like, oh, I can't get a girl. I need to slip something in her drink so that she can't even move
Right.
and take
That's
advantage of her. You feel
horrifying.
good about yourself?
disgusting.
Disgusting people. Some people are
Pigs.
like literally into that. Yeah, that's like
That's
their thing.
fucking
Like they want to find some
disgraceful.
passed out chick, whatever. But I think that it's interesting to think about a little bit of what you said. Roofies versus other things. Have you guys had drinks that have been spiked with other things? Maybe not these. Maybe not as intense as like a literal roofie, but just like drugged instead of roofied.
No, I haven't.
No.
I have no idea because I think back to this one time. It was one time where we went to a party at some college on Long Island, and we drank like the jungle juice, I guess it's called. I
Always-
didn't really
it's
go to
always the
college,
jungle
so I'm
juice.
like, what's that thing called?
Yeah.
It's jungle juice,
Like
yeah.
jungle juice, and that was I. First of all, don't remember much of the night, but I do know that I made out with multiple people throughout the night, and I have never done that before. And that night, I was just like sloppy, making out
Tongue
with
out,
everybody,
baby.
tongue out, like, like falling over on everyone. People have pictures of me of just like falling over. And I'm like, I don't usually get to that point.
No.
You know what I mean? I stop
Yeah.
myself before I can even inch to that point. So I always think back and I'm like, it was a college party. We did drink the jungle juice. Maybe there was something in there.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
it could be a mixture of all the alcohols they put in, but I also hear that people put like Xanax or
Yeah,
anything
that's-
else into those juices.
That's
so
the only
it's possible.
The only juice experience. Like in college, there was one fraternity that we were really good friends with, but they would always put Xanax in their juice. Like that was the thing that they did. But when you were younger, or if nobody told you, you would go and you would drink the jungle juice, being like, oh man, free juice, whatever. And me and my friends all did that for like, I think like the first 3 times we went to their house. We just like kept getting so fucked up. We were like, wow, we like really remember nothing. Like we made jokes about it, of course. Like I feel like a lot of people also make jokes about being roofied and stuff, which I definitely do still, which is probably not funny, but I make them anyway. And we were all laughing about it, and then we found out that literally there was Xanax in the juice, and we were like, oh well, fuck. Like I don't
scary.
love that. Like that's
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to somebody handing me a drink like there's Xanax in this drink. I'd be like,
Yeah,
all
letting
right,
you know.
let me
Yeah,
like,
maybe I'll taste it.
Yeah, maybe I'll taste it. I'll control
Yeah.
it myself, like whatever. But not when it's like not
You have no
to my
idea.
knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
I feel like when
scary.
people
Right.
get raped and shit.
Exactly. A bunch of guys being like, oh, we're gonna put Xanax in the drinks, and we're not gonna tell any of the girls, and they're gonna get so fucked, and we're gonna be able to hook up with them, which is disgusting. Meanwhile, if a guy was like, hey, you want a little Xanax to put in that juice, somebody might be like, you know what?
Maybe I do.
And that's
crazy.
a decision
on
for them to make
terms.
on your own terms.
Exactly.
But oh my God, people are so skeevy.
People are so crazy. I was at a frat.
The term roofies just freaks me out because it's just so skeevy. And then of course you think of The Hangover.
Of course.
It's so creepy that people just put shit in your drinks. But I was at this frat in OSU. I don't even know if I was in college yet. I might have been a senior in high school or a freshman in college. And I went inside because I was fucked up. And they had a whole like Gatorade jug, like the things that they have on the side of football, of water. And I was like, oh yes, water. Like I need water. And they had like a designated little water boy that they literally had him in a diaper. Like it was like a fraternity phrasing thing. And it was so creepy. I was like, can I have some water? And he's like, it's Molly water. And I was like, oh my God, what if I just went up and started chugging that to get sober?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's Molly water.
No.
Yeah, you got to put a sign on
You got to put a Molly water sign on that.
Excuse me, this is
It's
Molly
just,
water.
Like, people forget that you could drink something and it also be drugged. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. You don't have to like.
I love
take
Molly
it
water.
Yeah,
Dosing
I've never
drinks
had
is
it.
fun with Molly.
I've never tried Molly water.
It's a
but I
fun
wish
thing,
I had
but
some right now.
in control. I'm saying in control like that. Like,
Yeah.
if they had a sign on it, Molly water, I'd be like, well, I'll have a little sip of this. Like,
Yeah,
I
you
know
don't want
what's
to be
up.
caught off guard with some Molly water.
Yeah,
Exactly. You don't want to roll up, quenching your thirst, and then that's it. Apparently, roofies also, I forgot to say this before, they last in your system about 18 to 26 hours. That's horrifying. That's over a full day.
That's horrifying.
That you could just you are not accounted for.
Yeah, so The Hangover was spot on.
Yeah,
in their
very much
depiction
so.
of
Yeah.
roofies.
Yeah,
Very
it
much
was.
so.
That is really scary.
That's terrifying. There was also someone who called in. It was like a really long voicemail, but the story was he and his brother went to like a block party, like a family neighborhood block party when they were in middle school, and there was like a sketchy kind of juice situation. There were like older kids that were there too, and he and his brother like may have accidentally had something that they weren't supposed to have, and that they went to their friend's house to like watch a movie during this whatever party, and they both passed out, and their parents like came to get them to bring them home, and they didn't remember going home. They remembered nothing about it until like a full next day. And now this kid as an adult like talks with his brother. It's like, do you remember that day? And like, do you remember walking home down the street? Like, I remember nothing. And his brother doesn't remember it either. They are middle school kids, like
my
accidentally
God.
getting seemingly accidentally like getting roofied. Isn't that nuts?
In middle school, that is absolutely nuts. But
Yeah.
I feel like in middle school, having that happen to you is almost not best case scenario. I don't want to say that because that's terrible. But think about being an adult now and how conscious we are and self-aware of everything. Whereas like if you do a drug or if you drink too much or you smoke too much weed and you get paranoid, like automatically you're getting paranoid and you're thinking about it and you're like, I just did that drug. I just did this and now I'm thinking about it too much. When you're in middle school, you have no idea that half of these drugs exist. You don't know what's going on. So you might just be like, whoa, what is going on?
Yeah.
You know
you
what
might
I
think
mean?
you have like a cold. Like,
Right.
Like my head feels funny. Like, do I have a sinus infection? Like, what's going on?
Mom, I played
Yeah.
with too much Play-Doh. I inhaled it too
Yeah.
much. The markers at school got me feeling crazy. You know, like
Exactly,
I feel like
yeah.
it is terrible that happened, obviously. But in
course.
middle school, I feel like you're so not aware to certain things that
Yeah.
it might not be as scary when you're in the moment.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. There was also someone else who called in. Let me know what you guys think about this. They were talking about how they'll joke around with their friends about roofies, and the only reason I bring this up is because I feel like this is really prevalent. Like a lot of my groups of friends make these jokes. Like,
What kind of jokes?
we're like
though?
like
'Cause I'm not-
no,
I'm
I know.
trying to figure out
I'm about
what
to explain.
jokes you mean with
like
the roofies.
like it's like, oh, I was roofied last night. Like casually be like, oh, I was just roofied last night.
Oh.
Or if like you give a cup to your friend, they'll be like, oh, thanks. It's like, I put extra roofies in it. Don't worry. Like those kind of jokes.
Yeah.
And
It's also like a way, I feel like, to just say you don't remember anything. Like,
also, yeah, some
yeah,
people
like,
will
that's
be like,
just
oh,
like-
I must have got roofied
yeah, I
last
got
night.
roofied last night. Like whatever.
so that you don't look as embarrassing for blacking out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. And it's interesting how casual it is because like I said,
Because
I
it's
feel like
so
I hear that
not
all the
casual,
time.
but
It's
like
not
it-
casual,
but it
when you
is
really think about
when
it.
we joke
But we
about
act
it.
like it's casual as hell. And with the jokes about don't worry, extra roofies and stuff. I think I said that joke like last week. Maybe.
I mean, I wish I could join in and be like, I made those jokes,
Yeah.
you know, like so I could be like, don't worry,
Is
I'm
it-
with you. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm never like frequently talking about roofies. Maybe I don't talk about roofies enough.
Maybe not.
Maybe I'm not
I feel
thinking
confident that
consciously enough about
I never
roofies.
like really make jokes, but I've heard those jokes.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. I feel
And that's
confident
what
that I'm
I'm
not
saying.
alone
I feel like
in
I
that, but I
didn't
also
even know
recognize that
those
it's not
jokes.
like that's not like a cool joke to make for sure. But if it's your friend, I mean,
But I get the joke.
Yeah.
Being like, hey, I slipped something in there for you.
Yeah.
I could see
But
that.
it is interesting how because like I said, I know a lot of people that make those jokes, myself included.
Well, it was a whole trend on TikTok that people would like when they're not looking, put something in their drink and then they die. Like it was a whole joke
What?
trend.
Yeah.
It was a joke though. It wasn't like a roofie. It was like
TikTok is
I killed you.
That's what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah.
It's like people make these jokes. And
Right.
What is,
Wasn't that like a big thing?
At what
in
point is it no longer a joke?
Promising young woman, like, isn't that what sparked it, or no? Am I like in the beginning? She like originally got
No, she.
or no?
Yeah, sort of. Her friend they never explicitly said she was roofied or anything, but she was definitely fucked up and probably drugged. It's implied heavily.
Yeah.
And then her friend gets assaulted like on camera, like repeatedly raped by several people. And then the rest of the movie, Carey Mulligan's character pretends as if she is like too fucked up and drugged or whatever to like lure men in. So she's not actually drugged. She's pretending to be like too drunk and can't stand
But
up.
that
and
shows you
whatever.
like why it's fucked up. Like
Exactly,
why
yeah.
guys will.
How right?
Don't they
how
show
men
the
will-
do they show the guys in the movie like slipping stuff in their drinks? I can't remember that. Her not
No.
drinking them, but like
They show them Seth Green Adam Brody's character is he pours her more alcohol when she like can barely open her eyes.
Yeah, and pours
then
himself a
Christopher
sip.
Passman's character Fogel, he like sticks a like cocaine key up her nose when she like
Yeah.
is not even wanting it, but nothing about
Like
nothing
slipping
specifically
into the
like
drink.
slipping into their drink. No.
yeah, that is.
But because she
so
also
crazy.
keeps her wits about her, like she's acting drunk, but she's aware of what's going on. So I think that if she would like pay attention to that. But it just shows you like guys like that do prey on like needy people or people who don't seem to have their wits about them because they can like take advantage of the situation, which is wild.
because they can't get a woman to save their lives just
You're
being
sad,
themselves
pathetic
and they're fucking
loser.
horny monsters.
Exactly.
That
You're
are
a
gross.
monster.
That movie to me, I feel
deserve
like I brought that movie
nothing.
up probably on a lot of episodes, but that movie, like again, mandatory watch. If I said it a million times, mandatory watch. But
I couldn't rewatch it because it made me so angry.
Yeah,
like
I've
the
watched
first
it, like,
time
a
I
lot
watched
of
it, it made
times.
me so mad I couldn't rewatch it.
Yeah, but Adam Brody's character in it, he is the perfect example of that kind of person. Like his friends were looking at her being like, oh my God, like we're her friends. She's so fucked up. Like she's just asking for it. And he's like, ugh, like you guys are gross. And he goes up to her and he's like, hey, like, can I help you? Let me help you get you home. Your phone's missing. I'll get you an Uber home, like whatever. While they're in the Uber, he's like, well, you can just stop back at my house for
she's
an extra
passed
drink. And
out,
she's
yeah.
literally like about to throw up out the window or seemingly so.
Changes the
and
address.
that's so true because guys are fucking like that. Like they're just like, what? In
And they're
what
like,
world
I
do you
was
think that
nice
that's
enough
normal?
to take her home so
Yes.
that I can do this because I'm a nice guy. Like they try
Right.
to justify it. It's so fucked
Almost like
up.
they're owed something now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
and
disgusting.
because they think if like she's just like but she still can't even talk,
Right.
then that means that it's okay.
That means it's fine. She
And
can't.
never
she can't
said
object.
yes in it. She was just
Yeah,
like, "What's
never.
going on?" And he's like, "It's fine. You're safe. You're safe." with me."
It's disgusting.
skeevy.
I have
skeevy.
I have a question for you guys. We're talking a lot of shit about men right now. Do we think that women roofie other women, or women roofie men?
Cardi B.
Does she?
Yeah, she admitted
did
it.
admit that.
I don't know this
She used
story.
to roofie guys at the club and steal all their
They
jewelry.
put that in
they
the
would-
movie, right?
Yeah, in the
In
Hustler.
Hustlers movie.
Damn. Oh, I never saw
Roofie
Hustlers.
the guy so that they would like give her more money.
Holy shit.
Or I think she was
Interesting.
saying like
I
in
like
real
that.
life she just stole like
Well, she's honest about it.
she
right?
just roofied
Yeah.
them and then like stole their money, right? Is that
Yeah.
what she said? Yeah.
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 Wow,
Rudy
Roofie them and
is
steal their
insane.
shit.
I think women there's definitely evil women out there that
Definitely, for
that
sure.
roofie
Yeah.
other women
But they
I didn't
don't
even think about.
But they
That's,
don't
that would
rape
be
the
really
men. They
sick
just
in
steal
the
their
head.
money.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
fucked
or
up.
yeah, but yeah, I mean,
But I mean,
yes.
fuck it. I hate men. I stand by that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
for sure, forever. I just feel like we got to, equal. What's the
Yeah,
They're gonna
equal
do it to
opportunity
us and
offenders? Is
pop
that
off
the
Cardi B,
expression?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Steal
how
their
come? How come when I
It
hear that story about
depends on
Cardi B,
the-
I'm like,
it
yes,
depends-
bitch, you
I
go
know,
off.
I
Like that's
know.
fucked up. Like why do
it's kind
I?
of
It's
just
such a
like
double standard.
if that man never did anything wrong, he's not the man who raped somebody, so we should still steal that man's money even though he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty fucked
You know
up.
what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
got to go after the men that did something
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dexter, except.
But I mean, like,
Like
all
the
those,
promising young woman.
but
So
it's like
she
all
goes
those
after
dirty
the-
men
Carey
with
Mulligan.
wives are in the strip club getting fucked. So they're like, let's
True.
just steal all this money.
I guess.
So
I
interesting.
don't know.
I did not know that. I gotta watch Hustlers. My dad
That movie's pretty good.
specifically called me one day and was like, don't even bother watching Hustlers. Like he just randomly called me one day to tell me that. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, worst movie I've ever seen. Ridiculous. And I was like, Dad, I don't believe you. Like J-Lo's in that movie. Like there's no way that's the worst movie ever. No, do not waste your time. Do not rent that movie. It's ridiculous. And I still to this day have not seen it just because he like said how bad it was. And I just never had
it was worth watching.
Yeah.
It wasn't amazing.
I'm sure
I remember
it's,
leaving and being like, that's not what I thought it was going to be, but it was like worth watching.
I think you would like it.
I bet that I would. I just keep forgetting about it. And I just, every time I hear it, I laugh about
Lizzo's
how
in it.
like,
Yeah.
There's so many people.
so many
in it.
celebs how
Keke Palmer?
adamant about
Yeah.
not seeing it. He was, and I have to now make my own judgments. But that's a really interesting thing.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up to roofie anyone ever. But like,
do you think now that Cardi B stole all that money, that's what made her rich? She was roofing men for too long. Now she's rich as hell.
I think it was the raps.
Probably.
I think it was the music.
I think it was the
Probably
raps.
I think
yeah.
she had some absolute jams, and that's where that money
Bodak
came
Yellow,
from.
baby. That's
Yeah.
where it all started.
Yeah,
think you're
Bodak
absolutely
Yellow
right.
made her filthy rich.
I love that song.
Which brings us to the next topic, riches. But before we get into that,
all right, guys, after all of that discussion of roofies and trying to protect yourself and trying to make sure that you make it through this world, you got to get yourself a taser strike light. It's time.
Boom.
We need to protect ourselves. I understand that sometimes you're walking down the street, you're not so sure what's up. You maybe feel like you're a little vulnerable. Maybe you're out at a bar. I don't know if you can really be like tasering people in a bar, but knowing that you have that there, and if you're wanting to walk home and feel safe, I think a taser strike light is the appropriate thing for you. I think that it's sleek, it's small. It honestly looks like a flashlight a little bit. I have one in my house. I keep it next to my door just in case like some sketchy person is trying to like break in, whatever.
Sleep with mine next to me.
Yeah, like I've got it.
I literally do.
I've got it on lock,
so
and
paranoid.
it's the first time that I've ever had something that I felt will protect me. Like sometimes I'll put like a baseball bat somewhere or do whatever, but that just doesn't really feel like enough. I'm kind of small. I'm not that strong. I need that little extra jolt that the taser strike light will give me. And here's a quick little fast fact that taser strike light is available without a permit in most US states. So you can get the taser strike light at taser.com with promo code because, save 15% off on it. Taser.com, promo code because, TASER.com, promo code because. Restrictions do apply, so see the site for details.
yeah, so obviously Cardi B became filthy rich from Bodak Yellow and then all of her success after that. But what are you guys going to do when you get filthy rich? Because you just have to speak that into existence. That's my understanding of becoming rich.
Just manifest it.
Is that when you make money, you just got to act like it's endless and then it will just keep coming to you.
I agree with that.
You know, not in all cases, but the way that people talk, like millionaires, right?
Yeah.
They just get richer and richer and richer. Unless you blow all your money and,
unless you're an idiot. Unless you're MC Hammer who buys
you go downhill fast.
What did MC Hammer do? Golden toilet he bought, I think, was one of the ridiculous things he got. Like he's one of the most famous people for like blowing all their money.
Yeah,
like, that's
you can't act like that. But
No.
people just get richer and richer. What are you guys going to do when you're rich?
Whenever
yacht.
I say
yacht, so bad.
yacht would be cool.
Yacht with a whole staff on it.
For
oh my
sure.
God,
You see
I
her
would
on a
have never even
cruise.
thought of that. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, that's
Whole
a really
staff.
good
A
one.
yacht with a whole staff. Live on it?
Not even. You don't have to because you're so rich. You have houses everywhere.
You have houses everywhere,
Yeah.
but do you sail across the entire world with your yacht?
Me, no, because I'm scared of that. But like, I will get on the yacht in Italy and go around the Amalfi Coast, and then I'll get off, take my private jet to Bali, and meet them in the yacht there.
Okay, but the yacht's the first purchase?
Probably.
That's a good one.
That's a good purchase.
That's a good answer to have.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said
What
this
about you guys?
before, but I always say like to my friends now, because I'm like broke all the time, I'm always like, oh, don't worry, when I'm like rich and famous and have my private island and I fly you all there, like that'll be fine.
Private
That's always my thing. I
islands.
want like a little, it doesn't even have to be big. I just want it to be a place where I can bring like 20 friends to it. And I can bring them all there on my jet to my little island, and then same thing, have a staff there,
Yeah.
so we can go like once a year, twice a year, whenever we want to. And I do like a big party.
Like the island in Entourage in the episode Fantasy Island.
Yes,
he-
honestly, yeah, kind of like that.
And it's so small, and you can only have a few people.
Me and my
Yeah.
friends always joke about like one day we're just gonna like retire and go to that island and be Vince. Like,
Big
love that.
dreams,
Yeah.
big aspirations.
Big dreams,
You
of
got to nail a
course.
couple movies first, but then you can get there. We have faith in you, Noah. Yeah, a private island. That's a good one. I
That's
feel
a
like
good one, yeah.
people really have the same. They're just like, we want to be on a beach somewhere in a mansion and have a yacht and a private jet. I just want to live with no consequences.
Yeah.
You know what I
kinda,
mean? Like,
or no worries, no cares.
worries.
Like I never
Like,
have to
I
worry
don't
about
have
swiping
to-
my card. I never
Yeah,
have to worry
exactly.
about what
It's
the
just
hell,
like-
you know?
This is no worry. With money, you can do whatever
no,
you want.
you know for the rest of your life, you're good.
And
Yeah.
your family's good, and your friends are good, and you're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could take care of everybody. I think that would be awesome.
such a
But
good
that's
feeling.
the downside people always talk about. Is like
Yeah.
True.
people expecting things from you.
That's so true.
if
If
I
you're
have
rich and you
so
have
much,
people coming out of the
though-
woodwork.
Like, imagine all your cousins, like who you never talk to, being like, "Where's my house?"
Yeah.
I guess, but I feel like
I don't have
if
a lot
I
of
have
family,
so
so I
much
would be
money, I think some cousins would know. And we're not going to ask her for anything, right? Like, I think people know their boundaries. Of course, you're going to have people coming out, but
What about your parents?
my parents, I'd help.
No, you'd
in a
help, but like, do you
second.
think they'd
Yeah.
be like asking for too much or no?
No, I think I would take care of them so I could shut them up and they won't ask.
Same.
You know what I mean?
I would do the same,
I would
yeah.
consistently take
I'd
care of them.
overcompensate,
Yeah,
so they would never
that they
ask.
never have to
House, car,
bother
boat,
me.
there they
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, anything you need. Oh, you need your bills paid? Got it. I'm
Yeah.
covering it for the whole year.
Want a new
Talk to me in a
motorcycle,
year.
Dad? Okay, sure.
Yeah, Dad wants a motorcycle. He's going through a
Okay.
midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
All of a sudden, he wants a motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Mom wants, Vin Diesel to come over. I'll pay
I'll
for that.
pay for it,
I'm
yeah.
rich now. I can get in contact with Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
These are things we can make happen.
Exactly. Last
such a
week
good thing
on
to
the
dream
on
about.
the 14th, April
Having your
14th
mom
or
fuck
something.
Vin
Not
Diesel.
that.
Did you guys see the story about the girl who her bank accidentally deposited $1.2 million into her account, and she transferred it all to a different account and like tried to leave, like tried to steal it.
I
Essentially,
know.
she got arrested. It was an accounting
Oh.
error, but she finally got arrested. The initial deposit was supposed to be just $82. It ended up being $1.2 million, and she was taken into custody on charges of theft, bank fraud, and illegal transmission of
not her
monetary
fault.
funds.
It's not her
What?
fault.
That's what she says. She's like, and then the people, the bank people are like, she has no legal claim to that money, even if it was put in there by mistake. It was an accounting error. If someone accidentally puts an extra zero on a utility payment, they would want that money returned or credited to them. This is no different.
I get so worried about that when I Venmo people. I'm like, do not
Oh,
hit
me
like
too.
extra O's. Like,
It's so right. It's
I've
so
almost
bad.
done that
But it's
before.
Charles
Somebody
Schwab is
with
the bank.
2,000 instead of 200.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
So crazy. But I would do that shit. So if I would disappear in 2 seconds, like actually fuck everybody. Like if that happened to me right here, I would immediately transfer and then leave the country. Like you got it. Pay for a plane ticket in cash. Get the fuck out of here stealing that money. Like I'd rather live on the run with all that money as long as I could.
See,
Yeah.
I
But that's not
understand.
enough money to live.
Yeah,
True. But I
Yeah.
feel like I could smartly turn it into, or go somewhere super cheap. Go
Yeah.
somewhere where $1.2 million
to, like,
is, I
Thailand.
can live there for the rest of
Yeah.
my life.
I'm entirely too nervous to do anything like that.
I mean, I
think-
already think I'm being framed.
Yeah,
for
no,
murder,
I think
so
I would.
True.
I think I would tell them. I think I would call them up and say, "Hey, I'm pretty sure
I'd
you."
say, can I have a finder's fee, though?
yeah, like,
Please?
can you just leave
cut
like maybe
something.
100?
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can take back the whole million, but maybe leave the 200,000. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
feel like I would blow up my spot immediately. I could not live with that over my shoulders.
No, because I can't
couldn't.
go to jail. I can't
No,
go to jail.
exactly. Can't go to jail.
Definitely can't go to jail, but that's what I'm saying. You just gotta skip the fuck out of town, change your name, dye your hair, steal that
Get
money,
outta
and
here.
go
But I
go live
who
on an
I
island.
am. You know,
I guess
imagine
that's true.
having
Yeah, I
to
guess that's
change
true.
everything
Yeah.
about yourself
Yeah.
just to have
Can't
$1 million.
contact your family anymore because then they're looking at the phone logs
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
True,
you
true.
gotta. My family
was $1
has my
billion,
phone on the
maybe.
on their plan.
Yeah, yeah.
So then all of a sudden I'm not gonna have a phone.
Oh
I
no!
have to
Oh, if
call
I get, I'm
different phone.
If I get surprise money, I'm throwing my phone in the ocean. Throwing my phone in the ocean.
are you
I'm getting a
really
different
worried about
phone.
your phone plan if you're gonna get like this
That's what
amount
I'm
of
saying.
money?
No, it's not enough money to live
That's
forever.
not
no,
enough money to live forever.
not forever. No, but for
No,
a
but
while it is. And if you're smart and you go to like an island or something where it's like because you just kind of befriend the locals, work at a bar, making money, and you're just sitting on this egg, and you like live
if
your
that-
life like a millionaire.
Maybe if that happened to me when I was like 70, so I'm like, well, I don't have much time left
True.
anyway.
True.
I can fucking peace out, everybody. Act like I died.
Yeah.
Right. And then
Yeah.
you just go live with that $1 million, and you get a second lease of life.
True.
You go
Fake a
live,
death.
You
That would be
fake
fun.
your death because
Yeah.
you're
You
like
get to
go to the
70 years
funeral.
old.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to the funeral, closed casket because you drowned.
Of course,
And-
of course, yeah.
And then you go live the second half of your life
Mm-hmm.
that'll probably last 10 to 15, 20 years with that money. Who knows if
That's a
that
good
will even
alternative.
last that long, that $1 million. But at that point, if you run out, you're on the streets, you got nothing, you're old as fuck anyway.
Exactly.
So you might
I
as
think
well
that
just...
I would.
might
I
as
think I
well.
get like
Yeah.
really. I try to get creative about it and somehow get somebody to like invest the money for me somewhere. You know what I mean? Like I'd have to be like, obviously I have to take it out in cash,
Angel
and I have to
investor.
clean that cash first because they'll be able to track the bills, right?
Ozark style.
Yeah. And so then once I have all the new cash, then I can like show up on someone's porch. Obviously, it won't be either of you guys. You'll go to the police, but I'll show up and be like, listen, you got to like slowly invest this for me. Like do these things. Like you're a it'll be a financial planner, whoever it is. And I'll have them do that shit. So while I'm living on the island, like making this new life as a local, like wherever the hell, I'll have some of the money with me and it'll be
Frank is
fine.
Singing
Frank's
so loud
losing it.
right now. I'm sorry.
I'll have all that,
you're
and then we'll come back and I'll have maybe double, tripled, quadrupled my money by the time I am 70, and I can live my life like that. And it'll by then be all clean, and the banks won't be looking for me anymore. And then I can also get surgery and change my face up a little bit if I need to, if they're really coming after me.
But if they're really coming after you and you've done all this investing and the
Yeah,
money's
how
in
do
all
you
different
invest?
spots.
I feel like that'd be tough to invest.
Well, that's why you got to clean the money first. You got to clean the money first.
Well, if you do all the investing and then you make so much more off that $1.2 million, you're going to go to jail for longer after they find out how much money you really
here's-
got
Money
from it.
laundering.
How about
Yeah.
this? I take all the money that I made, I put it in a bank in Switzerland. Everybody knows that's what you do. The 1.2
Wall
million,
Street.
I'll come back. Yeah, exactly. The 1.2 million, I'll show up out of nowhere and be like, hey, sorry for taking this for so long. 1.2 million. Maybe I'll give them like 1.7, a little
They're
bit of interest.
arresting you straight up.
I'll say that I was in
On
a
the
coma.
spot, they're putting you in cuffs.
I'll make shit up.
You know what happened with Whitey Bulger? Like how he was like living life for
my
like
uncle.
16 years. He was in Santa Monica, and like after 16 years, he just gets caught. I don't know how old he was, but like just
Yeah.
do you think he's probably
They
like it
caught
was
him
worth
in
it?
his garage.
He was, like, getting
walking
groceries or,
down.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
People with money shit that are stealing money, they always get caught. I don't
Well, he
know
also
why.
like murdered every like.
Yeah.
Well, he
Yeah,
was a
he was
murderer.
wild.
Yes, he was a murderer.
But I also don't know why people think that they won't get caught. Like you will get caught. People who run Ponzi
I think you have too much. I
schemes-
think you have too much faith in the
I think you
the
like
financial
you just
system.
hope that people forget about you and don't care at a certain point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whitey Bulger, my aunt worked in his
It's your uncle. Your aunt married
No,
him.
yeah, no, he's my uncle, but yeah. No, but my aunt was like our age and no, she was like 17 working at like the corner store that he did all the shit downstairs in, and she would see all the crazy stuff coming in, and he would give her like flat screen TVs to bring home to my
What?
mom because like my mom raised her,
Interesting.
and bring home like she would just give him a couple $100.
So he basically was your uncle.
Yeah,
Well,
sat
he
on
was
his
your
lap.
aunt's. He was
so
your
your
aunt's.
mom-
Sat on his
your
lap.
mom-
On his lap.
Yeah, and then
Oh my
he
God.
went gone. Yeah.
You
What?
sat on his
What?
lap.
Yeah.
Holy
At
shit.
least
You
what my
sat
dad
on his
tells me.
lap.
Yeah.
Wait, your mom like knew him?
No, not my mom. My
Her
aunt.
aunt.
My aunt worked in
Her aunt.
My
Aunt.
My
Yeah.
aunt. My aunt.
I
I
say
can't even
aunt
say
also.
that word. My aunt worked at the store that he owned, like as a front.
So you sat in his lap.
I guess so. That's what my dad
That's
says. I don't know if
crazy.
it's
Call
true,
him
but
Unc?
he's still Unky Whitey. I mean, I don't know if it's real,
Unky
but that's what
Whitey.
he tells me. And my dad says that he was he was the nicest guy around town and gave everyone money
Of course he was.
because he ran Southie,
Yeah,
baby.
Of
That's
course.
amazing.
Unky
See, like
Whitey.
whatever. Like maybe he's a murderer, whatever. But he's
Yeah,
he's
he's a
taking
nice
care
guy.
of his
He's just
own. You
killing
know what
the
I
bad
mean?
guys, you know.
Exactly.
Is
exactly.
there anyone like you have that guy right? You sat on his lap.
I
Is there
guess, yeah.
anybody that did fucked up shit that you were in contact with?
I don't know. Oh my God, yes. I just remembered. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so it has to do with the Catholic Church.
Same.
Love it.
Oh,
it
shit.
It was in my town, what was he to us? Like he was our priest kind of at our like church in town, but I think he might have like been a bishop at this time, but he got really sick and he was in the hospital. And do you guys remember the guy, Charles Cullen, the like angel of death who was like killing old people in the hospital, like mercy killing people?
Oh yes.
That was, he like killed our guy. So
What?
it was this huge thing. Yeah. Let me look up his name. It's killing me right now. Father, I can't think of his name right now. I haven't thought about this story in so long.
I think of Typhoid. Do you guys remember Typhoid Mary?
Typhoid Mary?
Typhoid
That's
Mary.
like an oldie.
Yeah.
Like an
yeah,
old,
that
old.
reminds me of that guy
No,
because she
I've
was just
never
giving
heard of that.
everyone the fucking disease and killing everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He killed. He had a 16-year career as a nurse in New Jersey, and he killed up to 40 patients during that time.
Holy shit.
And our like priest / bishop of our
Deacon?
town. He wasn't that like I wish I could remember his name exactly. I'll ask later. People are definitely gonna know who I'm talking
your
about.
priest.
But yeah, he got murdered. It was a scandal in our town, and
That
he was
is
like so. I
extremely
never
scandalous.
I never was like in contact with Charles Cullen. I don't think, but I think my mom was weirdly. I think my mom met him once or something because my mom's a nurse, so
Yeah.
she's like in the same like industry, I guess, and all in New Jersey. They all kind of know each other. So interesting. I forgot all about that.
That's really creepy.
Yeah. But that's it. That's not as close.
The bishop who covered up the shit in Spotlight. You remember that movie?
Oh, I think I know this.
He confirmed me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The bishop
tough.
who in the movie,
You're
they
down
don't
bad.
say his name, but if you look him up, he literally moved from Boston to Rockville Center. And he like was
He probably
one of those.
confirmed my dad too.
He like wrote a letter. In the movie, they talk about it. They like read the letter that he wrote, like covering up the shit that they did. And then he
movie's
bounced from Boston to Rockville Center and confirmed me. Like when I found out that this man's confirmed me, like when we watched Spotlight in college, I was
mind blown.
so
so
thrown
tough.
off. And I was watching the movie and I was like, wait a second. I'm sitting in the back of class.
Did he
and
go to
my
jail?
teacher, I don't know what he's up to now, to be completely honest, because he didn't do any of that.
He covered it
but
up?
he like helped covered it up. I'm gonna look up his name right now. I think if you go to his Wikipedia, it'll tell you. But I was sitting in the back of my class, and my teacher, after class, was like, "You were on your phone the whole time, like whatever," pissed at me. And I was like, well, actually, it's because I was researching the fact that the bishop that covered up the shit in this movie
Oh, I
confirmed
think you said
me.
that before, yeah.
And she, the next class, was like, guys, we got some big news. Rhea was confirmed. I was like, oh my God. So, yeah. Mom and dad. That's why I don't rave about
so
going to
tough.
Catholic school. I talk about it, but I'm not raving about
It's
it.
so,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. It's weird to think
really
how
nuts.
many people
Like, isn't that weird to
That
like
is
sit on
weird.
that? Like, I was confirmed, but the guy who fucking confirmed me covered up all this shit with the Catholic Church. I don't want
So
that.
Crazy. No, I don't want that.
I want to get
tied me.
unconfirmed by
Get that
him.
away from me. Yeah.
Yeah.
The confirmation doesn't count. It didn't.
Yeah,
count.
he's throwing holy water on me.
Yeah.
He should be throwing it on himself.
Yeah, he should be drinking it.
Yeah.
Crazy bastard.
Yeah.
Say good guy, local guy, but that's
No,
totally
not a
William.
good guy. He should
That's
be
Whitey. Whitey's a good guy, local guy.
Unky White.
Unky Whitey's a good guy.
Yeah. Fucking disgusting.
Fucks
Really
up.
gross. And this is what he looks like. He's really, he like looks like an innocent fucking guy.
Does he though?
Let me see.
Looks like a hamburger.
He does look like a hamburger.
He looks like a hamburger. He looks like he's covering up shit. He looks like old and
looks
Irish
like a
as fuck.
bad
Like
guy.
just such a like not a good guy.
Fucking crazy.
My guy, I found him by the way. Father Gall.
Looks bad.
Father Gall was my
Oh,
man.
he's in.
Here it is,
R.I.P.
Somerville.
Father Gall.
R.I.P.
he was
Father
a good
Gall.
one.
Diocese of Metuchen, blah blah blah. Died at Somerset Medical Center in Somerville. An admitted victim of serial killer Charles Cullen. Yeah, and Charles Cullen like came through Flemington a little bit. Like he worked at Warren Hospital for a while. Yeah, it's weird as fuck. That's so weird.
Creepy. I got the heebie-jeebies.
Creepy shit. Me too.
Let's move on
Speaking
to,
of old white guys, though, real quick. Bill Gates. I want to talk a little bit about him.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know
he's so rich.
anything that's going on with him right now.
Can I, number one, he's not even the
Divorce.
richest guy anymore. It's Jeff Bezos, and then it's the family that owns LVMH. So Bill Gates is, and then Elon Musk, and Bill Gates is like not even up there anymore as the
I mean,
richest.
He's top five,
is
though, right?
Zuckerberg over him?
No,
No?
Zuckerberg's not. I don't even think the one list I looked at yesterday. Oh, here they are. Real-time billionaires. Jeff Bezos, the Bernard Arnault family, that's LVMH. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg is number 5. Warren Buffett, number 6. But yeah, Bill Gates going through a tough divorce. I had like 130 billion, something of those sorts. He's going to have to cut it in half. He and Melinda. That's pretty tough.
That's so
That
fire
is-
for Melinda.
That's about it, though.
That's great for Melinda, but at the same
great
time,
for Melinda, but yeah, it's tough.
at that point, when you're Bill and Melinda, don't you just say, "Hey, let's stick this out"?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
be
like-
swingers.
Yeah. Why
says-
don't we just have an open relationship
Yeah,
at this
like
point,
what's
babe?
the point? Yeah,
There's
come on.
did you see there's a thing that came out today? Apparently in their like marriage contract, he has it contracted in that he was able to go on a beach trip every year with one of his like ex-girlfriends as like they're still best friends, so they go to like the Outer Banks and they hang out in the Outer Banks for a weekend. Like that's in his marriage contract. No fucking wonder. Like Melinda Gates at this point, her whole statement is that it's like irreconcilable differences, like just can't do it, like whatever. And I can't imagine what could have happened because they're pretty discreet otherwise, and I'm sure we'll never
I
actually
thought Bill
know.
Gates was a good guy.
Me too, but I guess he's like kind of a weirdo. But he also
I have a
found
theory:
out-
all rich people are bad people.
Right. He also apparently
really rich
before
people.
getting married, made a pros and cons list. Like, should I like this in the getting married? This is good. This is not good about getting married, which I think is. And then Melinda like saw him doing it, and he like explained it. He's like, "Well, I'm very serious about marriage. I just want to make sure it's like the right choice." And
Was he rich when they got married?
not as rich as he is now, but he was getting
No
up there.
prenup?
Microsoft existed, no prenup. Isn't that crazy? But they apparently have this like whole list of thinks they're splitting. Like they've already done it, and he's got all these
well,
lawyers
he has
involved
so
now.
much that it probably doesn't matter. Like he's still going to be left with so much that it doesn't even matter.
It's the homes, I guess, is what they're having a hard time splitting up. They have this gigantic home in Washington, and it's like on Lake Washington overlooking the Olympic Mountains, and it was like it took them 7 years to build a $60 million mansion that it's like 200,000 square feet of living space. It's fucking insane. I had never even seen it or realized that that's where they were living. That's like their shared home. It's the most absurd house I've ever seen.
I'm too paranoid
truly.
to stay in a place that big. I'll be
right?
like, a murderer's living upstairs.
100% squatters from the woods.
It kind of goes into responsibilities. The next topic, you also have to take care of so much shit.
So much shit.
It's so true.
You have to stay on top of it all.
I wanted to go back to the pros and cons list by Bill Gates. I feel like maybe that's why he's so rich.
Probably.
Like actually thinking through your decisions.
It's methodical.
Is probably a smart idea.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like if you have to make a pros and cons list to marry someone, you shouldn't marry them.
Right.
I feel that way too.
One thing
it's like insulting.
Like, okay, but
there's
like I said, maybe that's why.
Yes.
There's always cons,
but
right?
Like a whole
list.
But I don't want to see them. I would hold those cons over my boyfriend's head my husband's head for the rest of my life.
My cons with marrying Hank.
Like, you don't have a con.
I don't think I have a con.
Exactly.
My con would be like, what if something terrible were to happen down the line?
Of course.
And then all of a sudden we have to get divorced.
Yeah, there's no cons to be like,
I know I'm
Hank
not going to do something like that, Hank.
Yeah.
Hank, no, I'm speaking directly to you.
Yeah, now if you're listening.
But no, that is true. I guess I just would never want to see whatever was on my significant other's cons list. Because it would haunt me for the rest of my life. Like, that's all I would
resent
think of.
him.
I would try to change myself, make it better. Like if I was, so desperate to get married, it would be no. That would be a nightmare. But yeah, I guess marriage also falls under the umbrellas of responsibilities, huh?
Yes, it does. Marriage comes with tons of responsibilities. Being rich comes with responsibilities. You got a yacht to look after. You got staff to pay. They got so many houses to make sure the houses are safe. Nobody's robbing you when you're not home. Your own family.
It's too much.
Too many responsibilities, and we already have responsibilities, and we're not rich. What is your least favorite responsibility? The least favorite thing that you have to do in life?
Doing the dishes.
Grocery shopping.
Laundry.
Laundry. I don't do laundry.
I love laundry.
I buy new clothes.
I literally, when I run out of laundry
it.
sometimes, I'm like, I can't even do laundry right now. I have to go to the store and buy something.
Yeah.
Because
I do that.
I do that a lot with underwear and socks. I run out of the fastest.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I have like 100 pairs of underwear somehow, and I'll go through them and like I've like maybe
I got rid of all my
wash in
underwear.
between.
And then you lose
don't wear them
them
anymore.
and you're like, how the fuck did I lose all my underwear?
Yeah, they go missing.
Maybe they're all dirty.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
And I'm just going to go to the store and buy them.
I do like doing laundry though. Do you guys not like to?
If I had it in my apartment, I would love it. But
That's
I have
nice,
to walk down the street to do it.
It's so true. Yeah, I have to like send mine out. That's the only situation for me too. And it's like a fucking nightmare for sure. But literally doing laundry, I think, is kind of soothing a little.
And
yeah,
it smells so
a little
good.
therapeutic.
But it is and
it's like warm and fluffy.
Yeah.
I like the process of going from washer to dryer.
Yes.
Yeah,
but not getting things to the washer.
No.
That's where my downfall is. I always tell Hank, I'm like, if you put everything in the wash, I will do the after where I transfer it to the dryer and then fold everything after.
Yeah.
Like just
I
get
like
it
folding.
Yeah, get it to the wash.
That's a really good trade-off because I think bringing it to the wash is the easiest part of laundry.
Oh no.
So I think you're almost doing more work, but that's
no,
nice
I
for
am.
Hank.
That's why I feel like it's a good deal.
Definitely is a good deal.
I think so.
That's a very good deal. Those responsibilities are the worst. Do you also just bills?
Taxes.
Paying bills, taxes. Don't get me started on taxes again.
Taxes are so scary.
So scary because you feel like
you
you're
guys
going
sign
to
up for that thing? I signed up for the thing through work.
it?
Work is letting us do this nice thing now. It's like we can get help like managing our finances and seeing like, better ways to spend your money. It's like a little bit of insight if you want to talk to somebody through Barstool. And I got the email while I was with my friends who all know that I'm really bad with money. And my friend who got married screamed across the table. She was like, sign the fuck up for that. It's like, you have to sign the fuck up for that and sort your shit out. And I was like, you're so right. I really do. But that's nice.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, that's actually really nice.
That was part of the Uber Eats email. Same.
You gotta check your email.
Same email.
I'm banned from Uber, so I can't even do the Uber
fucking
Eats.
bad at checking my email.
So fucked up.
You're banned from Uber?
Wait,
So
but you
is
can do it
Hank.
through your.
What's with you fucking Boston people?
But you're through. Oh, I guess your phone number, right? Is attached.
It's phone
to it?
number. Yeah,
Fuck,
it's my
that's so
phone
stupid.
number.
You
is banned.
assholes.
I didn't
so
even
dumb.
do anything wrong. I was using my mom's credit card, and then they thought it was fraud because it was. I was just stealing, but
And that's
it
why
was fucked up.
But you didn't do anything crazy.
No, I didn't
in Uber?
throw up in the car or anything. I'm banned for
dumb.
fraud.
That's kind of badass.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
Kind of like my Uncle Whitey.
Yeah.
He's rubbing off on you a little bit years and years later.
Yeah.
Totally.
I have I don't have any like specific things to talk about for responsibility. I just wrote here because I started feeling overwhelmed when thinking about responsibilities. I just wrote responsibilities suck. That's all I wrote.
They
I really
do.
want a
My
dog,
page.
but I'm scared of the responsibility.
It's a big responsibility.
Same.
Yeah,
It
like
really
I really
is.
want one, but
I will say
I won't be selfish.
It's well, I thought the same thing because for so long I was like, I want a dog, but I can't get a dog because I'm not responsible enough to get a dog. And then finally I was like, well, one day you're gonna have to be fucking responsible enough to do something. You're gonna have to bite the bullet and
I'm
be
just never
responsible.
home.
So it's like it definitely was harder at first. Today's Norman's birthday, so
I was just gonna say
happy birthday,
it's
Norman.
my boyfriend's birthday. They share a
my
birthday.
God. Nick and Norm.
Nick
they
and
could have their own
Norm.
show.
Nick
Oh,
They'd be best
Norman.
friends. I was showing Nick Norman because we were like, we want to get a dog, and we saw a little hot dog on the street, and I was like,
course.
no, you got to see Ria's dog.
So
and then
he's-
he was like, we got to get a dog.
Norman
like
is
that.
so fucking cute. I can't. That's what makes up for the responsibility. Like, of course, sometimes I'm like, I have to like feed him right now, you know.
Yeah.
But
Take him for a walk.
yeah. Oh, I don't feel like getting
He's
up. I gotta take him for
sick.
a walk.
Take him to the
Yeah,
vet.
you gotta take him to the vet sometimes. It's all hard in the beginning, but not as hard as some people make it seem. I think. Like I'm a fairly, like when I get home, I like to do nothing. Like.
Yeah.
Just like mailing it in when I get home. And so I was nervous about that, but they're so fucking cute. They make it worth it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
And he's
responsibilities
small,
are
so
worth
he
it.
doesn't need to go like run miles and
No,
shit.
no,
Yeah.
no. 2 walks
I
a
would
day,
get a small dog,
two
yeah.
ball plays a day. He's the best. I'm like, it's
like a little
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
He's fucking
sweetie.
cute as fuck.
Has anybody ever called either of you guys responsible, like as a compliment?
Yes.
I have been
No.
in my time. I've been called responsible for certain things, but I don't know if generally people would call me responsible.
Well,
Maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's a mix. I think my
Totally.
family would say I'm so irresponsible,
My
but
mom
then they
tells
would
me I'm
also
irresponsible
say I'm
every day.
responsible because I feel like I've been working. I started working at a very young age, like full time at 19, and so I feel like I definitely carry myself a bit older at times, and people will say that, and they're like, "Oh, you're so responsible,
Yeah,
with, like
same.
work and stuff, and
so mature.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But then when it comes to like. If I borrow something from my sister and then returning it, like that's where I get
Yeah.
irresponsible. And that's where, like, my mom, she got surgery this morning, right?
Yeah.
And my dad texted me multiple times yesterday, hey, make sure you call your mom. And I told myself a million times, make sure you call your mom. That's an important thing
And
to
you
do.
just
She's
forget,
getting
yeah.
surgery. And it just slipped my mind. That's, to me, irresponsible.
Yeah.
You should be responsible enough to be like, my mom's getting surgery. I need to call her. Mom,
Yeah.
I love you. I tried texting her and calling her, though. She didn't pick up.
She's over you.
Yeah, she's
She's
over
done.
me. They
She's-
dropped me.
They
She's
dropped
so
you.
mad at
dropped
you
me.
now. Responsibility, calling people and keeping up with people. That to me is almost like having that as a responsibility
college
and like
friends, I
a
feel
it's like a little
shitty
bit of a
for it.
burden. Like
Yeah.
it's not a burden because I like talking to these people, but remembering and having the time to like sit down and call my mom, my dad, my grandparents, text my aunts back, whoever, like all the family responsibilities of like
it's really
just keeping
hard.
up with them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I get home and all I do all day long is text a million people all day long and like sit around. It's like I get home and I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta talk to my family. They're the only people I didn't talk to like
Yeah.
for the past 2 weeks. And
They're the only
I just
people
went
you
on this
really
trip.
have to talk to.
Exactly.
too.
Yeah.
The responsibility of answering text messages
Oh.
with just anybody. Like
Oh, it's-
I
it's a
really when I'm
nightmare.
in it, I'm in it. When I'm
sure.
texting,
Yeah.
I'm texting and I
Same.
care about it. I will answer thoroughly and I will send you a million text
But if
messages
it's
in a
something
row.
I need to like answer
But if
promptly,
if it's a question,
Yeah.
and it's like, or like you just or I click and I answer in my head. You ever do that? You
Yeah.
answer in your head. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
and it's terrible because people will always be like, oh. Rhea doesn't
Asshole,
answer me.
yeah.
She's an asshole. Specifically, my family or like my cousins or my friends.
Same, and I leave
but it's
people on
really
red on
just because
accident.
I am an airhead when it comes to my phone. Sometimes, like I really just see something
I'm like, oh,
and
I'll
it goes.
check that in a second.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like,
Forget.
oh,
Yeah.
I'll answer that after I do this,
Yeah.
and then completely goes out
And
the
then
window.
you see it the next day, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm
Right,
such
right,
an
and they're
asshole."
like, "Oh, I'm gonna answer them in 10 minutes and say
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't answer,"
Yeah.
and then it goes a week.
Yeah.
and
then you're like, "It's too far gone."
I hit people back in like a week and being like, "I literally meant to answer you last week. I read it in my head," and people are like, "It's."
I
been
do that with a lot of my
week."
emails, and it's bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've sent a lot of
Noah's gonna shake his head
apologies
so
for
hard-
apologies
hard
for
at me
not
with the
responding
email.
to
Yeah, I'm bad
texts.
with emails.
I'm always doing that, or apologies for not calling. Like that's another thing I'll do. I'll be like, oh, we haven't talked in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Like we've got to catch up. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Like I am done with this. As soon as I'm done with this, I am calling you. and then I completely forget.
Yeah.
And then I feel like an actual
You're
dickhead.
like, oh,
and then
they
the
were
following
waiting.
week, I'm like, I said I was going to call you to like hear
Meanwhile,
about
they
your new
probably weren't.
kid.
No, they don't give a fuck.
No.
Yeah.
But to hear about your new kid or to hear about your new house, like all shit like that. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck.
And then it looks like you're selfish and you're like an asshole, but you're not. You're just an idiot.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't feel like talking about anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, I got nothing to give to
I
this
declined so many
conversation.
FaceTimes. Like, and I'm like, oh, damn, I'm shitty. Because I know they just want to talk, but I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah.
And then I
you're
never
like,
call them back.
I'm not picking up to
Right.
have any sort of,
Conversation right
it's
now.
not about something. It's just to talk.
I can't
Right.
I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's too much. What about the responsibilities of like jobs and such? That kind of sucks sometimes. Responsibilities of jobs. Having to do your job is kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like, though, that is my, like, the responsibility I get the least annoyed about because I know I have to do it.
For sure.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
a responsibility like your job is like, you have to do your job.
Yeah.
Right? That's everybody has to have a job to make money.
For sure, yeah.
And to live in life.
Yeah.
It's like the little tedious things that after you go to work, when you get home and have to do responsibilities.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
shit on top of working.
I think that makes sense. I think that also sometimes like if you hate your job or if you're at a
Well, yeah,
job
it
where you have
depends
to
on
do
your
like
job, of course.
yeah, you have to do like I don't know, like you have to like hold meetings or keep up with people. Like if you're a boss or something, I feel like that sucks. Like because it's your responsibility to like make sure that shit's getting done below you. Like I feel like it's so hard to just kind of trust that people are doing shit that they're supposed to do. So the responsibility of like keeping up with that's probably a real burden.
If you're like a manager, you have
Totally.
to manage other people, and then they become your responsibility,
It's
and
the
they
worst.
fuck up, and then
And it's
you
on
got to
you.
answer
And
for
you're
it.
the one in trouble. Mhm.
That's a big responsibility, being like
That
the boss
is.
or the manager. Yeah.
Totally. Oh
That's
my
scary.
god. I really can't imagine that. I'm trying to think of a last kind of responsibility. I feel like there are so many
There's so
different
many.
kinds I could
Everything's
talk
a
shit about.
responsibility. Everything's a
What's
responsibility.
a nice
Just taking care of
responsibility?
us.
Yeah, taking care of yourself
Yeah.
is a terrible.
impossible.
Like
Taking a shower
Oh
sometimes
yeah,
is
taking
hard.
a shower, getting your nails
Yeah,
done.
doing your
My shit,
hair.
you're getting your
My nails
hair
are awful right
done. Just
Same. I just ripped all mine off.
huge
Things
responsibility.
like dyeing your hair. That's another one I always forget about is responsibility because you look like trash if you don't like keep up with
and like
upkeep
girls,
and
we
whatever.
feel like we have to do our makeup in the morning. It's like, what? I don't want to, but then I look like I just got hit by a
Right.
tree or something.
Right, and it's not like we have to do any of these things, but it's
Yeah,
like I don't want to
exactly.
then look at myself later and be like, "Damn, I was really lazy and irresponsible that day. I didn't even shower, didn't even wash my hair. Like, what the hell?"
Exactly.
And then I
you're
get
like,
mad at
"Oh,
myself.
Be more responsible. Yeah. I feel like maybe kids is the biggest responsibility, people would say. You know, you're
imagine.
literally taking care of another human life.
For kids.
I found out I had a
Parents.
brother when I was
What?
12.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Younger
My
or
dad
older?
had a kid
older, I
when
guess.
he was 16 and they put him up for adoption.
Shit.
Wow.
So,
Did he
yeah.
come out of the woodwork from like a 23andMe situation?
Sent a letter to my house.
Holy shit.
And then came to my like family Thanksgiving. It was ridiculous. It was so crazy. And he was like,
oh my god.
"Hey, I'm Joe." I was like, "Hey, what's up, brother?" And he looks exactly like my dad, but a ginger. And it was the craziest thing ever.
Do they like have a relationship now? Are they like
Not really.
no?
So you haven't talked to him?
Oh no. I mean, I talked to him that day. He like messages me on Facebook once in a while, and my last name is LaPaglia, and he like changed a couple letters and just like made it the same thing but different letters. It's
So he's like Joe LaPags.
yeah, like basically, it's crazy.
Interesting. Wow. My god.
Yeah,
That's
super
a-
nice and like has his own life and family, but like just so crazy that I just randomly found out I had a brother when I was like
Yeah.
12 or
That's
whatever.
something you would
wild.
think your dad would let you know, right?
Yeah, I know.
But I, think
guess-
that's why that shit happens.
yeah.
I guess though it is
Crazy.
kind of nice that it was like well received. Some people they
Yeah.
they try to find their birth parents when they're adopted and they're they don't want to see them. They're like, get out of my life, don't
Yeah.
come through. I didn't tell anybody that I did this, so now you're gonna like blow up my shit.
I think
can't
everyone but
imagine.
me knew, like in my family.
Sure, that makes
like all
sense
the
if you're-
adults. So
you're
I
like
did
12,
well.
yeah.
You're young. They're throwing a brother on you at that
Yeah.
age. Just kind
Yeah.
of like,
How
whoa,
would you-
shit, I got a brother.
And he's old.
I'm
like
a lesbian
old
now. I got a brother.
How would you guys react if you were married to somebody for like 10, 15, 20 years and then all of a sudden like somebody came out of the woodwork, an illegitimate child that they put up for adoption they never told you about? Would you be pissed?
so pissed.
Furious.
I would feel like I was living a lie my whole life.
Livid.
Yeah, what?
I would be like, do I even know you? What other secrets are you hiding from me?
Exactly
That's
how I would
not
think.
a secret. Like that's not something you keep from your wife.
No, you
Right.
can't keep that shit from your wife. There's some shit you cannot
You
keep
can
from
keep
your
it from
wife.
the rest of the
No.
family, but you tell your wife that.
Yeah. Maybe you don't have to tell your wife's mom and dad and all her cousins,
Yeah.
but you
Yes.
got to tell the wife.
Yeah.
I would think
a
that's
team.
maybe like a within the first 5 dates reveal that information. Like, when I was younger, you know how people, if you have like
Depending on the
trauma,
age.
yeah, I guess depending on the age,
Yeah, but like you can't say that like 4 months into a real serious relationship.
I feel like that's too long, right?
Yeah,
It's
too
you're gonna have to
long.
get
You
it
gotta-
out of the way.
tell them in the beginning.
I think
Right.
like what's your family life? Do you have kids or do you
Yeah.
do you want
once
kids?
the do you have kids
Yeah,
conversation,
Do you have
kids comes up, you got to let them know.
You gotta bring it
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Because as soon as you don't, they're going to be like, well, remember when we talked about kids and you acted like you
Yeah.
didn't have a kid? Now
But
you
that,
do.
but like that's not even like something. I don't know. Like I wouldn't care if I was with someone that put their kid up for adoption.
Me
No,
neither,
I wouldn't
no.
care.
That wouldn't
As long
bother
as they
me.
let me know.
Yeah,
For sure.
Like that's not a big deal.
That wouldn't bother me at all. I don't know. Sounds like just another big, huge fucking responsibility.
Yeah, that we do not
Big,
want to
huge
deal with.
fucking responsibility.
Absolutely not. Would you ladies like to get into the voicemails?
Let's do it.
All right, girls, let's get into the voicemails. As usual, we had a bunch of people calling in. We love that. Thank you for doing that. Let's start out with Roofie Nail Polish.
Hi guys, my name is Faye. Love you guys so much. Love the podcast. It literally makes my day every single time. You don't even understand. But I'm calling in for the art episode. I wanted to ask specifically about the Roofies topic. If you guys have heard of that nail polish that those college students made like years ago that you're supposedly, you could supposedly like wear, and then if you're at a party or whatever, you put it in your drink, and if it's roofied, it changes colors. Basically, my question is, have any of you tried it? Have you known anyone who's tried it? Because I remember reading about it, then that kind of just like disappeared. Never heard anything about it before. After. Not sure. I think it would be pretty cool if they could make like a gel version of it or like an acrylic version of it, whatever. Because I feel like regular nail polish like isn't really in anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you. Have a good time. Bye.
I've heard of that before. I did an ad before I worked at Barstool for this. It's a scrunchie. I forget what it's called, but it's a scrunchie. It's like a black scrunchie, and then you take it out and you unzip it, and it turns into like a condom for your cup. And then there's just a little hole for the straw. So I've used that, and I've also heard about the nail polish.
Interesting. The nail polish. When she was describing it, it sounded vaguely familiar to me, but I don't
Good
know
Morning
if
America.
I thought maybe I had like heard about it once, but I had forgotten about it entirely. But that is interesting. Maybe we should all look into that. Start.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it, but I think that if it's going to be a thing, they need to just sell it in all nail salons because people aren't going to like paint their nails with this specific nail polish every time they go to a party.
That's true.
You know
Good
what I mean?
point.
Because people like you said, gel manicures, acrylics. Like that's what people like these days. So I think it's got to get into the nail salons to really make it a thing.
I agree with that. Maybe they turn it into like a clear top coat or something that you can either buy or like get in the nail salon to just go on top.
Yeah, that seems
that would
like
be smart.
More people would use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Let's go with being responsible sucks.
Oh my god, that was amazing. You literally sound like a sex phone operator. I absolutely love it. I wish I was a man so I could have a boner. Anyways, absolutely love this podcast. I've not called in once, but whenever I saw that was responsibilities, I was like, oh, fuck. Because responsibilities are the most annoying thing in the entire world that nobody talks about, that when you are responsible, your life is 10 times better. But if you're naturally someone like me who's a lazy piece of shit, being responsible is nearly impossible. And I saw this quote, and I actually have it on my phone. Oh shit, just kidding, I deleted it. But it was something about like, it's not like depression or anything, it's just accountability and being responsible. And that's what I deal with all the time. Like sometimes I think that my mental health is the issue why I'm not doing anything and why I feel like shit. And it's like, no, you're just not being responsible. Put away the dishes, do the shit you need to do. And I think that's one of the hardest things that no one really tells us about growing up, because I just got my own apartment to myself. It's like, woo, such a great milestone. And then just this bucket of responsibility just undercuts me and just fucking knocks me on my ass. So responsibilities suck. I wish we could all just be lazy, but we can't. So that's my stance on that. Love you guys. Fuck responsibilities. I wish we could all be lazy, but we can't. All right, bye.
I loved her energy the most.
Same. I
as
really
well.
loved the rant that she went on.
Yeah, that was
great
fantastic.
energy.
Love that kind of shit. But yeah, I guess that's true. Like if you if you are feeling like sad or depressed or whatever, it's like so hard to be responsible. But if you get shit done, you feel so much better. So you're like, am I depressed or is my house just a mess and I too lazy to clean it up?
Yeah.
A
lot of the times the apartment's just a mess.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now, my apartment is, I won't even allow a single soul into my apartment. Like not for months have I allowed anybody to come in because it's just, it is like a bomb went off. I have not taken care of it in the slightest. And I just know the minute that I clean it, I'm going to feel amazing.
Yeah. Same. But when will we ever get there?
Yeah. Good question. Great question. One I do not know. Now let's do casual roofies.
What's up, amazing people? My name's Emily. I just wanted to add this in as a little general remark. I always watch your show and get high and just vibe, honestly. But when I heard roofies, I just had to call in. Because a couple months ago, I was pre-gaming with some friends for my 22nd birthday. And someone, like, it just came up, like, someone getting roofied. So someone asked, like, who all has been roofied, and, like, more than half the girls raised their hands, and I just feel like it's so normalized, and, like, people just talk about it casually, and, like, well, my school only has one bar, so, like, at that point, you just gotta risk it and, like, go for it if you want to have a good time. But I can't wait to listen to you guys more, and that is my situation on roofies. Love you, bye.
Yeah,
that is crazy because I feel like those girls are just like, I got roofied.
Exactly. Yeah, the casualness
kind of crazy.
It shouldn't be casual. It's fucked up that it's casual.
Totally,
but it
totally
kind of
is. But yeah, we kind of like went into that a little bit. But yeah, that's so many people are running around just like casually talking about roofies, and nobody really talks about it seriously anymore.
Yeah, nobody does anything about
I wonder
it.
why. Yeah, maybe roofies aren't as prevalent as we think. Who knows anymore? Who knows? But that's it for our regular voicemails. But I found another little gem in our voicemails this week. It was somebody who, I'm not sure if she was calling in because of a topic or just for this advice, but in lieu of a table read, I would like to play this voicemail for you guys because we need to give this girl some advice. Noah, please play the fourth voicemail. I don't want to give it away.
Hello. I love the pod, by the way. Love all of you guys. So, I'm stuck in like a little thing right now. So, my sister and I found out my mom is like hardcore cheating on my dad. She's been acting a little sus lately, she'll like stay out really late and they don't even sleep in the same bed anymore. So, the other day she gave me her phone to answer a text to my aunt. And me being the snoopy little shit that I am, I went through her pictures, saw nothing there. Recently deleted. That's where you can find all the juicy stuff. Went on the recently deleted and saw a picture of her in the sky, naked. You can imagine what they were doing in the picture. I nearly died, took out my phone, snapped a pic of the picture as fast as I could, ran and told my sister, and we don't know what to do. We don't know if we should tell my dad. So if you guys could help me out, that'd be great. I don't want to be stuck in the middle of it because I've called my mom out on stuff like this before and she's gotten really upset at me and angry and mad, which just makes her look more guilty. So I don't know what to do. Do I tell my dad? I don't know. Please let me know, guys. Thanks.
So yeah.
Wow.
That's a movie scene.
That's a lot to take in.
I know.
I feel like
you make your mom tell the dad.
Yeah, you got to go to your mom and say, I'm going to tell dad if you don't tell him.
Yeah.
I saw,
Give her an
bitch.
ultimatum.
Yeah, say, I saw. If you don't tell him, I will. I took a picture. I have it. Or don't tell her that.
Yeah, don't
she
tell
might
her
take
that.
her phone. Don't tell her that. Just say, I will prove to him that you are doing this.
Say, listen,
if you don't tell
did
him
this.
yourself.
You have to tell him. Do not make your daughter tell her father that the mom is cheating.
Yeah,
you
that's
have
a
to
terrible spot to be in.
You have to do it, Mom. You have to make her do it.
It's really difficult. I think also when you go to tell it, your sister has to be there with you, right? The two of you have to do it.
You got to stand like a
you gotta,
strong
so
wall.
you got a strong wall. And also, too, I would approach it in a way that's like, listen, we went through your shit. We saw some stuff. Either you're like cheating on dad or you and dad are separated and you didn't tell us. Either way, you got to tell us. Otherwise, we're talking to dad. Like it has to be like maybe they have like an open relationship. Maybe they're in the middle of a divorce and they just didn't tell the kids yet. Maybe it's okay that she's doing this. But if she's acting sus and she's like maybe done weird shit before, who knows? But
don't approach her with guns. Just like talk to her about it. Yeah.
And be really direct and really forward. And yeah, I think you're right about not mentioning the picture just yet.
And be like, Mom, it's okay. You just have to tell us.
Yeah, just tell us the truth.
Yeah, just tell us the truth.
Of
Even
course.
though it's not okay, you just got to be like,
you have to pretend so
Yeah.
that she will feel comfortable talking about it and then maybe comfortable telling the dad.
Sudden, bam!
Yeah.
You tell the dad. But it really could be that your parents are separated. They're sleeping in different rooms at this point.
Yeah.
That they're separated and they're not letting you know, which then again, I'm also sorry that you and your sister are going through this.
Right. That's super shitty.
Yeah.
Really shitty.
Super shitty. It sounds like there needs to be a lot more communication in that house.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I hope we helped you out in some way.
You're seeing your naked mom with someone else. That's like this girl. I really feel for this girl and her sister. Like that to me would be like
horrifying,
so traumatic.
I couldn't think about anything else. I would just be like, I have to do something about this. I have to do something about this.
I'd be so angry.
Maybe she already has.
That's what I'm saying. This was the voicemail came through. I think 2 days ago. So
well, we need an update.
Yeah,
So
we need an update
next week. You have to keep us updated because now everybody's gonna want to know what happened with this story.
Absolutely,
Please
they
call
will.
again. Yes,
absolutely, they will. And so for everyone else who would like to call in, including this person who will give us an update, feel free to call in at 551-258-3436. And thank you as always for calling in and chatting with us.
Yeah.